All right, we're back on KPRC 2 Plus. Thanks for hanging with us today. So many homeowners have a doorbell camera these days. A lot have a smart thermostat. And those are just a couple of the devices that really scratch the surface when it comes to what makes a home smart.
Expert Kristin Kenney joining us live this morning. Kristin, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, okay, let's get to it. Can you share what makes a house a smart home?
Well, that is a great question and something I love to talk about. I know you just mentioned it there with a couple of those smart devices being the thermostat and their doorbell camera, but it's much more than that. A true smart home consists of multiple devices. So we're talking about beyond those two items I just mentioned, so we have smart locks, smart plugs, door sensors, smart garage doors, and all of those devices have to be able to talk to one another on one ecosystem. They learn your patterns to simplify your life. So I'm going to give you a really good example of how this works in my life. So I go to bed about the same time every night, and at night, my system learns my patterns, and it'll actually tell me and ask me, do you want to turn down the thermostat? Do you want to turn down the lights? Do you want to turn on your alarm? Which is really great. So all of those things with how busy we are, isn't it awesome that you can have something that just simplifies your life and learns your patterns?
Yeah, it's almost like the smart home. The real definition is the smart home knows the person living in it, maybe.
It does. It exactly does. But the key is to having all of those multiple devices all on one ecosystem to talk to one another to be able to do that.
All right. Let's talk about security. I mean, obviously the doorbell camera is one of them. A big part of home, I guess the smart home would be the secure home as well.
The secure home for sure. And you talk about a lot of those items that we mentioned. The doorbell camera is a big one, but really, you really want to have an all-encompassing system that's comprehensive. So what we talk a lot about is the doorbell camera, the outdoor cameras. The doorbell camera is really awesome in so many ways. We did a report and conducted research that came back to show us that 29% of Americans reported that they have been victims of package theft. So having a doorbell camera that is smart, that can notify you of when a package is there, and then be able to protect that package actively is key. And that's what Vivint's Doorbell Camera Pro does, indeed. So it has this smart technology, smart deter. So get this, guys. If somebody actually comes up to your doorstep, it will alert you, and then the smart deter technology sends out a signal and a sound like a whistle. So the person is, whoa, what was that? It scares the person, it sends them away. So it's really cool. And also the outdoor cameras have that capability as well. The smart deter technology is what we call it. That just adds that extra layer of protection. So rather than just passively having a camera have eyes on your house, it's active. It is noticing those lurkers, sending a sound their way to shock them, to send them away, and then also LED lights as well.
Kristin, do you have to spend a ton of money on this stuff, or can you get something that's pretty base price and get the protection you need?
It's definitely affordable for most Americans. It depends. It's customizable, fully customizable, depending on what you want and what your needs are. So you can get the products that you need for your house, whether you want the Doorbell Camera Pro, whether you want the full camera system. They have a new Spotlight Pro, which is awesome, that lights up and actually follows somebody at night if they're on your property. So it just depends on what products you want, but it's definitely affordable, and you can find all of that information online at Vivint.com.
We talked a lot about the outside of the home. What about the inside and protection for that?
Yeah, that's a really good question. One that I actually personally really like to talk about, because we do talk about the outside of the home. And I love using the Indoor Camera Pro that we have. I think it's right behind me. You can see it. It's sleek, it's modern, it's black, it just blends into your interior really well. And the reason I love it is that it helps protect the people that I care about most. For me, I have a pet, and I'm able to put it in the pet room and check in with my pet. I can even talk to my pet. It has two-way talk. My pet hasn't learned to talk back to the camera, but for kids and for a nursery and kids in the house, they can push the button and talk right back to you. For aging parents, it's really great as well. So it's that extra layer of security, just to be able to keep eyes on those that you care about most. So I love having the indoor camera for those reasons.
That sounds great. That extra bit of reassurance throughout the day.
Yeah.
Especially, I get it with the dog. I do. I want to talk to my dog all day long.
I really do wish they
I
talked
know.
back.
I know.
Right. I love being in the office and that I can just pull up the phone and go into my Vivint app, and I'm looking like, oh, there he is. Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Very convenient indeed.
Awesome. Kristin Kenney, we appreciate your expertise, letting us know what's what in the world of keeping the house safe.
Keeping it safe and secure.
We appreciate you. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much.
Take care.